In 2016, Governor Doug Ducey signed into law the College Credit by Examination Incentive Program. The program allows teachers to earn a bonus for each one of their students that passes the test. Money was distributed to teachers and schools for the first time this year. Unfortunately, a recent study done here at the University of Arizona Medical Center showed that there is a rise in EMT suicides here in the state of Arizona. The reunion is all thanks to a device that's smaller than a grain of rice. And this story has an ironic twist. According to the FBI, 264 hate crimes happened here in Arizona alone last year. The Anti-Defamation League is here to support victims. Of those 58,000 voters, 70% of them came from Maricopa County, which is a huge amount of registrations for a non-presidential election year. The group U.S. Vets plans to expand their facilities this October to be able to house more than 200 veterans. They offer a helping hand to those in desperate situations.
I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I just didn't want to exist. You know, I was depressed. I would hope not to wake up in the morning. Edward Welch is a United States veteran and found himself living on the Phoenix streets 10 years ago. I was sleeping behind Circle K on 32nd Street in Van Buren. Some guy found me, asked me if I was a veteran. I told him yeah, and next thing you know, I was staying at U.S. Vets. U.S. Vets is a nonprofit organization with one objective: to serve those who served.
We're here to help homeless veterans get back to permanent housing and get back to a productive life. So what we do here is we offer case management services and any other support that they need to get into housing, to get jobs.
Kevin Whitmore is currently in the program. Living at U.S. Vets has given him all the essentials.
They have helped me gain really control of my life again. So that means dental. They provided me home and housing.
The program also places them in classes, ranging from how to deal with PTSD, addiction, and even how to find a job.
You know, they actually showed me how to make a resume, and I still use that today. Matter of fact, the job I have, the resume that I made in U.S. Vets then, that's the same one I use today. I just update it on a regular basis. The current job Welch has mirrors that of the man that saved his life 10 years ago. He's an outreach coordinator at U.S. Vets. My job is to go out and find different resources and that can provide services for these homeless veterans. You may find me in soup kitchens, food banks, different shelters, going to find those veterans to try and get them into transitional housing so they can get the opportunity to get those crucial tools that I got. Welch says he took the job at U.S. Vets to give hope to his fellow brothers who served. There are still more than 200 homeless veterans in Maricopa County that could use transitional assistance. In the broadcast center, John Cardinale, Cronkite News. The problem? The test version these students took was available online, and the College Board says they're taking a close look at students' test scores. Ella Longo is a senior at Phoenix Country Day School and spent a lot of time studying for the August 25th SAT test at Vogel Prep in Scottsdale.
I prepared for about a month going up to the test. I'm not exactly sure how many hours, but I did sessions of 2 and 3 hours, and as well as prep on my own.
The SAT is highly looked at by many colleges to determine admissions, and classes to prepare can be expensive.
I was $135 an hour, but well worth it.
A few days after taking the test, Ella heard that the same exact SAT test had been administered in Asia just a year earlier.
The overseas tests, or portions of it, had been used previously. And those questions were compiled and put into the August 25th test, and then the test was used. What that means, though, is that students likely, or at least there's a possibility that students had access to that test and maybe had used it as study material or had at least seen the questions, which means that the test is really invalid.
Once the College Board learned of the issue, it released a statement saying, "If we determine students have gained an unfair advantage, we will take appropriate actions, including canceling test scores and, in some cases, prohibiting them from taking another College Board assessment."
I was kind of scared that they was going to change my score, which I didn't think was fair because it wasn't any of the students' fault, it was the College Board's fault. But I was scared that it would lower my score.
Test scores for the August 25th test came out on September 7th, and Ella did receive a score.
Her score came out exactly on the day that it was supposed to, so we didn't have a period of wondering.
Ella said she is happy with the score she received, but is skeptical of the test moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit hard to trust them after they made 2 mistakes in a row, but I'm sure it's happened before, and I'm sure schools will still use it.
The other mistake by the College Board? The test administered in June was reported to be easier than others, therefore graded way harder. The next SAT test is set for October. In the Broadcast Center, John Cardinale, Cronkite News. A somber and mostly silent demonstration by protesters standing in solidarity with Dr. Christine Blasey Ford outside of Senator Jeff Flake's office. But some of the reasons behind this particular protest are much bigger than Flake's Kavanaugh decision.
I am a victim of sexual violence on more than one occasion.
Dawn Farley wants anyone who has been sexually abused to open up.
And I want all women to stand up with us and revolt against this disgusting behavior against us. We don't deserve this. We are strong people.
Women are not the only ones who have gathered out here today. Men are also out here protesting to show their support.
As a father, I believe I should be here. A little upset that there's not more fathers or brothers here. That upsets me a little bit. We need to stick up for our wives, our daughters, our mothers, all women.
The protesters who call themselves the Handmaids say they have been demonstrating here in shifts for more than 24 hours straight.
For survivors all over the world, myself included, my fellow handmaids, Arizonans, Americans, and all over this globe, we see you, we hear you, and we believe you.
You don't have to carry the memories all by yourself. There's too many of us who understand your story and will love you and support you through this. Just give us a chance. Give yourself freedom.
In Phoenix, John Cardinale, Cronkite News.